Welcome to today's episode where we'll explore how human development issues have affected younger learners in today's classroom. I'm Bernard, a pre-service teacher that's extremely passionate about inclusive education. For the specific learner profile, we have a 5-year-old named Anglo, an Australian girl born overseas who lives with her single father and 2 sisters. She has come from a low socio-economic background and has Down syndrome. She speaks English at home and has a strong interest in art. To build necessary knowledge around her development, I'll be using socio-cultural lens, which considers how family, community, culture, and socio-economic status influences development. Some basic information about Down syndrome to learn more about Anglo. Down syndrome is a genetic condition which affects the physical growth, social emotional growth skills, and the cognitive development. Learners with Down syndrome often have delays in speech, memory, language, and fine motor skills, according to Fiedler. This impacts their concentration and learning in the classroom, especially in tasks that need verbal reasoning or complex memory. Also, low socioeconomic status adds another layer of difficulty. Researchers have shown that children from disadvantaged backgrounds are more likely to face barriers in accessing healthcare, early intervention services, and learning resources, according to Emerson. In this specific case, our learner is being raised by a single father with 2 siblings, meaning there is more financial pressure and reduced parental time for individual support for his children, and further stress that can affect her emotional well-being. When Anglo's socioeconomic status and disability are combined, the disadvantage of the effects compound. According to Emerson and Haddon, children with intellectual disabilities and come from low-income families are at greater risk of poor health, limited access to early education, and social exclusion. These risks can impact schools' readiness and long-term educational outcomes. Now looking into the immediate future and impacts on learning and development, our learner may struggle for the immediate term because of the difficulty in sustaining concentration, especially with language-heavy tasks and fine motor activities like writing. Also, socially, children with Down syndrome often have strong social motivation. They, however, may face social exclusion or struggle with trying to understand peer interactions, according to Wishart. Looking into the future, without special support, she may experience widening gaps in literacy and numeracy skills. There's also the risk of lowered self-esteem and lower participation if her learning needs aren't met with the inclusive practices. However, her artistic strengths offer a strong entry point into art-based activities which can support language, motor skills, and social connections, which can create a more inclusive and engaging learning environment. Teaching strategies to support learners like her and make a meaningful difference include Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. By offering multiple means of engagement such as representation and expression, we can ensure tasks are accessible. For example, combining visual support with verbal instructions, which allows for artistic representation of understanding, will help our learner access the curriculum according to Mitchell. Also, targeted small group interventions. The evidence suggests that small group literacy interventions can significantly improve the outcomes for the students with intellectual disabilities, according to Browder. Using short and frequent sessions that build on Anglo's strengths, like story-based art projects that support both language and cognitive skills. Lastly, collaboration with support services by working closely with speech therapists and occupational therapists. Those special educators can ensure a team-based approach. Programs such as Beyond Blues, resources for emotional well-being can also be adapted for young children with disabilities which support their mental health in school, according to Beyond Blue. To sum everything up, the intersecting impacts of disability and having a socioeconomic disadvantage through a socio-cultural lens helps us plan a responsive, inclusive teaching style. By leveraging her artistic skills and talent and creating structured and supported learning, it can further create a classroom environment where all learners can thrive. Thanks for listening. I hope this has inspired everyone to consider strategies in your own teaching practices.